Hello, and welcome to episode 220 of Checkpoint Chat. My name is Alessandro Barbosa. I'm joined by Matty Figuera.
It's the long weekend edition.
It's the beginning of the long weekend. Beginning for us. It is the end for you.
Although this comes out on Monday, so if you're listening first thing this morning, enjoy your last day off.
Yeah,
but at least you're going to
you're hearing that it's the end. You're going to hear that carte blanche music play, even though it's a Monday, to signify the end of the good times.
That's the worst. That's how you know.
Hit that 8 o'clock or that 7 o'clock on a carte blanche on a Sunday, and you're just like, oh no, the weekend's done.
Yeah, that's where Sunday blues settle in. You're like, oh man, what have I done with my
Do you
life?
remember getting hype about like the movie on a Sunday?
Oh yeah, of course.
You'd be like, oh, what is the movie this week?
Can't believe Emmets are showing. I can't believe ETV are showing Anaconda.
Oh my god! Again. They just know we love it so much.
It's the best.
So good.
Yeah, I think that's still a thing for. I imagine
quite a few people.
A few people who still do tune into. Is Mnet still a thing? It is, surely.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so people catch that.
And I still think on Sunday, the big movie is there at 8 o'clock. Even though you've got 10 billion movie channels on DSTV now. I haven't watched DSTV aside from sport in a very long time.
Kids today will never know the struggle. I mean, I was thinking about it the other day with Spotify. The fact that you can look up a song on demand, kids
just
today
anything you want at your fingertips.
Never know the struggle of, oh man, got to keep the radio on for hours to hear that next song.
When the radio presenter's like, "Yo, we got that new song coming in the next 3 hours."
And you're like, "Oh my god, I can't leave. I have to stay here." Yeah,
and then when DSTV put out 100 audio channels, it was like, wow, there's amazing. A channel for every genre. Damn, that's incredible.
I mean, and
this is the future.
The same. I mean, it's not quite the same, but it's almost similar with movies or series. You can just look up whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, nowadays, I mean...
Most streaming services will probably have what you're looking for.
Most streaming services and dodgy links on Reddit.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, I want to rewatch New Girl. Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go dig up the DVD box set or just pray that I find it on... Oh, hang on. I can just find it on Netflix or wherever. It's great.
It is hilarious to me that we're at the point now where there are dedicated websites to help you find where the thing you want to watch is, because there's so many different streaming services. It's like, it's available here in this territory, it's available in Netflix in the US, and that's also the other shit thing. It's like, New Girl's on Netflix, but only in the UK.
Yeah,
not where you are. Sorry, you have to go pirate it.
Oh my god! Put on your eye patch, get a parrot, get a ship. But the kids today will never know the struggle. Well, I think we also, there's...
we are blessed.
I don't know what the term is, but you and I are part of that generation that were born too early, for the internet, but old enough to watch the internet become a thing. We weren't just born into the internet. What, Lupin? Oh my God, this cat.
No, we were born... I mean, when we were young... the internet was in its infancy when we were children. So we got to see the firsthand the rise of social media networks. Yeah. I mean, dial-up was a thing, but then it was the first few years of Facebook where it was I remember fucking around with apps on Facebook where could customize a Star Wars lightsaber or some shit, and I'm like, damn, this is so cool.
Yeah, or you were
Post
one
it
of
to
those
your profile.
people.
Yes.
Yeah, you were one of those people where I go to your profile and it takes 4 years to load because you've added so much shit to it.
Yeah. Essentially, yes.
I do remember when they made it, they changed Facebook to be what it is today, that normal, the feed and standardized profiles. I was like, this is the worst. Where are all my apps?
Why can I not poke anyone anymore on the right side of the display? It's weird. Just watching that and the sort of dawn of the smartphone. I remember I was in grade 9 or 10 or whatever when the first guy in our class got an iPhone, iPhone 3G, and it was wow, this is so fucking cool.
Amazing.
And then everyone got fucking Blackberries. And then
Blackberries.
HTC came out with like Android phones, and I got an Android phone, and everyone's like, "What's this Android? It's so good. What's WhatsApp? Bleh.
Disgusting.
BBM is the way to go." And like, where's BBM now, huh? Yeah. Thought so. Go fucking munch your pictures somewhere else. Yeah.
I don't know. It's the same with Nokia. It's like, where's Nokia today? They're around, but
in the basement at Microsoft headquarters under duress. No, wait.
chilling.
I think Microsoft actually resold them, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah.
Microsoft, Bill Gates,
I think Nokia's like an independent thing
I
again.
have no use for this 3310 technology, actually. Let's get it out of here.
Listen, Microsoft made some swings and misses in its time. Skype, Nokia. Well, Skype
is still around.
I guess got used for things, but
who uses Skype? Who actually uses Skype?
No one. Everyone just uses Teams.
Put your hand up if you're using Skype. It's weird. No one. Not a single person.
Do you remember the early days of Laser Game where we only used Skype?
I know. That's
fucking dark times.
And then we moved to Slack.
Yeah, we moved to Slack, and Jeff was like, "I told you guys we should have moved to Slack. I've been saying this for years."
Skype is the worst.
And everyone was like, "Yes, Jeff, calm down."
Yeah, we also used it at the office for a long time.
Yeah, we use Slack. Yeah, I've used Slack all my life at like professional.
All my days.
All my life in my day. Although we are moving away from Slack at work currently to something called Google
Hangouts.
Google something. I don't know. It like integrates better with all. I don't know. I like Slack, so I'm a bit sad. But Slack for businesses, real fucking expensive. Turns out.
Oh really?
It's like I think $8,000 or $9,000 a year or something like that.
What the? That's
over $100K a year just for Slack.
But is there a free version of Slack? Like, why did we use a Laser Gamer? Is that just a limited number of people?
No, we used a free version. Yeah, well, no. It's not the people. It's so the number of messages you can keep on at a time is limited. So, like, I think it limits it to 50,000 for the entire server. So, like, for a company, that's not enough.
No.
And as a company, having messages disappear is kind of problematic. Like, you want to be able to reference something way back when if you need to, you know. So,
this is why.
But there's other stuff. There's also, I think it's like integration, so you can integrate apps like Notion and GitHub and all that. I don't think you can do that on the free version. So,
but this is why email will never die. Email. It's this weird technology that's been around for actual decades, but nothing's replaced it because it's
digital mail.
It's still the best snail trail. Like you can always reference stuff.
I hate emails so
goddamn
much.
I don't mind emails so much as the admin around them or the formality of like you have to send
the
an
formalities are stupid. Like let's just turn it into a chat room.
Yeah.
Like stop making me go good morning and kind regards.
Yeah, except you say that until one day someone says, "Oh, but I told you to do this." You're like, "No, you didn't." But you don't have a paper trail. You can't go, "Oh, let me go dig up that chat room." Oh, I suppose you could if it's internal.
Well, I mean, let's remove the formalities and just make emails like chat rooms. So if I'm going to email you, I'm just going to go to the point. I don't give a shit about like, hope you're having a good day and can't wait to hear from you at the end. You know? No one cares.
Do you add an XOXO at the end of your emails?
Yeah, XOXO gossip girl.
Looking forward to your response, XOXO Alessandro Barbos. Like, man, that guy's weird. Why doesn't he just say
It's definitely how I respond to all my support emails. When,
please help.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
You know what else I sign off with an XOXO? My gaming backlog. I don't know. Video games. We play them here at Checkpoint Chat.
I don't know where you're going with that.
Yeah, I tried. I tried my very best. I think very quickly, we've both still been playing Resident Evil 4 remake. The remake. I know remake's not in the name, but remake.
Just call it a remake. Just save us all.
It's fucking good. Game's still good. I'm, I guess, halfway or so.
Yeah.
I'm playing it very slowly. Enjoying the hell out of it.
That first week, I really, really inhaled. Like
you really consumed it there. Yeah.
I think I did the first 10 chapters and there's 16. And then this week, I've just been busy. So I've only played like chapter 11 and 12, I think. So okay. I'm nearly done. But yeah, I'm not there yet. But yeah, what a game, man.
Still getting there. Still getting there. It's good. I think, like I told you before we started recording, I definitely feel like the village is a super strong start, and then the castle's been interesting, not as interesting, but still like weird and spooky, and I really don't like how all these cultists are becoming more and more problematic to deal with. Yeah. Dealing with Ashley now is quite interesting, although I do not find her frustrating like at all. I think they've done a really good job of like giving you the tools to be like, okay, she needs to stay back or be up close. It's not like I'm running away from people and she's just being mauled behind me and I have to keep stopping. And so I did have this very bad thing where she was picked up by like an enemy.
Yeah.
So I tried to free her, ended up accidentally shooting her in the head.
I've shot her too by mistake.
I was like, okay, well, at least the game responded to my idiocracy there and actually game overed, because that would have been real weird.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I would have. Look, I agree with you. I think she's not a hindrance at all, but I do miss having the option to just tell her to like stay, like. Just even if it's in the corner of the room, just you wait right here, I'm going to go scouts ahead. There were one or two places.
Could you do that in the original?
I'm pretty sure you could. You could be like, wait here or just follow me.
Because you can do that with certain objects.
Oh, yeah. Tell it to hide in or,
in like a locker or something,
But maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you could just say, wait here. I'm going to go ahead. And there are times where there's just so much happening. And I'm like, whether you're close or far, I don't want you here. just stay back. But yeah, no, she's not a hindrance at all. I think, yeah.
Like those instances are useful, like where you meet the little chainsaw twins. Oh, like there's a locker upstairs and you can just tell Ashley to chill there. Because it's impossible. Like that area is so small. Like it would have been an nightmare.
I love that. I mean, you probably saw me tweet, but I love that part when the chainsaws come through the wall and Leon's reaction. He doesn't step back. It's like, oh no, puts his foot exactly where the chainsaws are going to go and then backflips. I'm like, why, Capcom? Why have you done
his dialogue throughout that fight is ridiculous. He's like, sorry, ladies, I'm taken already, or something like that. I was like, Leon, why? There are two crazy people coming at you with two chainsaws. Stop.
Oh, I love it.
Be serious.
I'm so happy that Capcom have embraced the cheesy side of Resident Evil. Like they've really balanced the super serious, but also we're going to throw in some proper B-grade cheese, and I'm here for it. I love it.
Yeah, it's real good. I feel like Leon, during his time after, the Raccoon City incident in 2, because he's quite super serious there. He's not a wisecracking like. He's like, I went on CIA training and this and that bullshit. He just went to comedy shows. That's all he did. He's like,
for 6 years.
He's like, this world is a joke. I'm just gonna lean into it. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't need to know how to shoot a gun better. I just need to know how to like whip out the sick banter.
Yeah, just deliver a one-liner. And he tried
he watched every Peter Parker game ever and saw all the wisecracks that Peter Parker has during combats. And he's like, cool.
Amazing. Yeah, that bingo joke finally stuck.
It's delivered so deadpan. It gets me every time.
I love it.
It's almost like he's holding in laughter. That's what it feels like. He's like dying at his own joke. I love it. It's so funny.
On that quickly, I don't know if this is a thing in the original, but did you see in the remake, if you shoot that bell, it's like far from the distance, it actually ends that whole village scene.
Yeah.
Like, that is such a...
I saw articles about that. That's such a cool little detail.
Yeah.
But apparently it's quite hard to do with the pistol.
I'm sure. It's far.
But I guess on a New Game Plus... I mean, that's a speedrunner's tool right there. They're going to immediately hop in there, look for the bell, boom, done. Yeah. Because who is it that hits the bell if you don't? It's Ada, isn't it?
Oh, I'm pretty sure
it's just assumed that it's Ada Wong.
Or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, her meeting with Leon was also just like, oh, God damn it. These two.
Don't be trash talking Resident Evil.
Just the worst. Oh my God.
Joe, I
really do not like the spider things that crawl onto people's back and make them strong. Not a fan. And then they jump off and they like scurry around and find another. No, not a fan.
Yeah, but at least they're not like a regular occurrence. It's actually funny.
They're more like the castle.
They introduce you to it. You're like, hey, here's a new enemy. And you fight them there, and then you don't for a while, then you fight them again, and then I haven't really seen too many.
Do you fight the? So right at the beginning of the castle section, you end up in a dungeon, and there's the big blind zombie dude.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I can see, you can kill him there, or you can make your way stealthily. Okay, I didn't kill him. I made my way stealthily very away from that area.
Wait,
do you fight him again?
You can kill him where he's like chained up.
Where he's running, you're like trying to get out of the dungeon like sneakily.
Yeah.
And he's like coming at you with his blades.
Yeah.
I think you can kill him there.
I killed him there.
Did you kill him there? Oh. I didn't. I ran away.
I think you need to do a crank or something. So did you leave him and you just escaped? I know you can kill him.
Yeah, I managed to. I basically I got him to go somewhere else and ran very quickly, cranked that thing.
I actually fought him. I didn't realize. I thought I had to fight him. So
I assumed you could kill him because there was a lot of ammo down there that I obviously missed.
It's a telltale sign.
Yeah. Okay, so I was wondering if he comes back because I wasn't sure if you do kill him there and then he maybe arrives somewhere else.
No, you
I did.
Kill him,
I did get treated to a very gruesome death of Leon's when he did catch me one or two times. Those blades do damage to one's neck.
They do. They're a bit sore.
Yeah.
Chiropractor's not going to fix that. Or physio.
That guy in the original does not look as creepy. He looks outright terrifying here. He is disgustingly creepy, and I do not like it.
But
not a fan.
Game's good. I'm really enjoying it, and it's something I would consider replaying just for.
Absolutely. I mean, have you seen Mercenaries is out?
Oh, yeah.
It came out yesterday. So nice. I'm definitely going to dive into that because I think this game, out of all the games that have got mercenary modes, this is the one that feels like it is structured for that sort of action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember playing it a lot in RE Remake 2. I played mercenary mode. I was bad at it, but yeah, it was good.
It's good fun. Nice.
Cool.
What else have you been playing?
What you buying?
Oh my
god. The Last of Us is out now. 10 years after the fact on PS3, amazing. I guess.
We made it.
It's out on PC for the very first time. It is Oh no, Matty just eradicated me.
So I've got to do some production stuff myself. There you go.
It's out now on PC. It is the Part 1 remake, remaster. I don't know. Remaster that came out on PS5. Was it this year or last year?
It was last year. I think it was last year.
Okay. So this is that version. So it is the spruced up, looks much better. And it does. It really does look a lot better than the original and the PS4 remaster. And it is the first game, which is kind of cool given that we've just finished the series on HBO, which I thought was fantastic.
That timing, what a weird coincidence.
Yeah, strange. Almost like these marketing things all lined up. And, the series is really good, really captured the feel of the first game. And I think a lot of people, if you've never played The Last of Us, well, the first part ever, because you never owned a PlayStation console, then you've been waiting for this on PC. Likewise, if you just wanted to play it with the highest fidelity possible, PC would probably be the place to play, comparable to PS5. Unfortunately, this game is in it's a mess currently. It's an actual mess. It's probably one of the worst PlayStation ports that have come out yet. I know that honor, I guess, used to exist on the shoulders of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. Even that, when that came out on PC, it was messy, but it wasn't awful.
Yeah, it was still playable.
You could play, you could definitely have a good time with it. It just had some problems that were quite annoying. I'm just watching this gameplay, and this dude is flying through. Yeah.
Oh my god! But it's so accurate.
But since then they've improved significantly. Returnal was fantastic. What was the other one that came out recently? Oh, Uncharted, Legacy of Thieves, not Legacy of Thieves. whatever. The one that collection name always bugs me because it's like almost similar to one of the actual game names.
Yeah.
That one wasn't too bad. Like it was mostly, it had some like control issues, but for the most part was like pretty decent. God of War has been a great port.
Yeah.
So it's disappointing to see this one, which is seemingly mostly led by Naughty Dog. I know a lot of people like bagged on a studio called Iron Galaxy who helped out with the Uncharted collection and were notoriously the devs behind the PC port of Arkham Knight back in the day. But like from what I can tell and from what I've heard from like the CEO, they had a very small part to play on this. So it explains why Naughty Dog is tweeting about, performance patches and this and that they took the lead on this. And yeah, they just, it's not good. It just doesn't run well on PC. It especially does not run well if you have anything lower than 12 gigabytes of VRAM on your GPU, because it just consumes VRAM like nobody's business. And even when you have 12, like I do on a 3080 Ti, like you can't run the game full tilt because it's too much VRAM to go. So yeah, you are playing a reduced experience even on some of the best PC hardware out there right now. And unless you've got like a 4090 or a 4080, you are not like maxing this game out.
Which is it's bizarre.
No, it's crazy to me. It's just, and 8 gigs of VRAM, yeah, it's getting low for today's standards, but we forget that a 3070 is 8 gigs of VRAM, and anything lower is usually 8 gigs of VRAM, and like those are the most popular cards out today.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is it's not a matter of, you can't run this game at full tilt. It's you can't even run this game at high settings. And when you drop the game settings to medium, especially things like textures and texture filtering, it looks like remarkably different to what it does on PS5. Like it looks way worse. I don't know if that setting's just not working correctly, but the jump between high and medium is huge in terms of quality. Yeah. And that's the only way you can play on a card like a 3070, because if you exceed those VRAM limitations right now, in a lot of games, sometimes you get away with that actually, no problem. Yeah. Here, you just get crazy stuttering, and more often than not, just straight up crashes. It just refuses to do, it's like you go over that limit, it's like, no, you can't. But it's also like super confusing because it says it's reserving, at least on my end, reserving like 2 gigs out of my 12 for something in the OS. Like, what is it doing? I don't actually know. Like, there's some like confusing aspects to this port that just don't really make sense in terms of like performance and how its settings work. So it's just a bummer. So like on my hardware, it ran fine for the most part. I did notice that it was hammering my CPU a lot. Like I would stand in at the sort of like the start of the game, just after the game's opening prologue thing. You meet with Tess and you're like sort of walking in the streets of that town you start at. Yeah. And it starts you in an alleyway. So the game, like after the cutscene, just starts there and nothing's happening. There's no enemies, there's no combat, there's no one around you really. Yeah. My CPU was sitting at 90% utilization on every single core.
What is going on here?
And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, and then afterwards, like you'd go out to the street where there's a bit more logic, like things are moving, 100%, boom. That means it's just CPU limited, like, and it's like, I'm running this thing at, 1440p. Nothing's really happening that's really complex. Like what happens when I get into combat and things actually are complex, and the CPU utilization is bad. Like it's good that it uses all of your cores, but it's using them all pretty evenly and all pretty like hard all of the time. Like I never saw things drop below like 70, which is weird for a game. So by comparison, when I was playing Spider-Man, that thing never went above like 40%. And that's an open world where you're like zipping around.
And there's a lot happening. Yeah.
So much happening in the open world. And so, bit of a bummer. I know they are addressing it, but I would say if you are now in the market to play this game, if you have a
Wait.
3080 Ti or higher, you could probably get away with acceptable performance at least on a 3080 Ti, if you're not looking at 4K. If you're at 4K, you need a 4080 or 4090, no question.
Yeah.
Like right now to play this game, no question. So, yeah. And if you're in the weird position of deciding whether to buy a PS5 or build a PC to play this game, just play the PS5 right now.
PS5.
Like, it is much cheaper and
but I mean, look, you would know because you've seen it on both now. But the game does look good on PS5. I mean, it runs.
It does. It looks phenomenal
Yeah.
on PS5. Yeah, and the performance mode, like, there's very few compromises there. So the compromises on PC are just insane, which it shouldn't be. You know, when Spider-Man came out, like Miles Morales and stuff, that it ran beautifully on PC and it looked the part, like it looked like a PC port. It was great.
Yeah.
But it ran also just on a wide variety of PC. I mean, Spider-Man Remastered, you can get that thing running at pretty good visual settings and acceptable performance on a Steam Deck.
Yo. What more do you
Just
want?
saying.
And The Last of Us Part 1 is still obviously having issues on Steam Deck as well.
Oh yeah, that thing is fucking unplayable in Steam Deck. It's, I mean, I don't use that as a bar, like, because Returnal's unplayable on the Steam Deck as well. Like, it straight up doesn't work. Well, no, it is unplayable. Like, I was going to say, it works at 30 FPS, but it actually doesn't because it dips into 20s quite regularly.
Yeah.
And like that game at 30 is still not acceptable, I don't think.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Like, Returnal's port otherwise on PC works really, really well. I think it delivers on that. This just doesn't. And for bizarre reasons, it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But I'm sure it will get fixed. Like, I'm pretty sure it will get fixed, and this will be like a learning experience, I guess, for Naughty Dog who want to put more things out day and date on PC. But it's just, it's disappointing from a studio that is so renowned for its technical prowess, like getting. I guess this just shows they're inexperienced with PC development, which is totally
which is to be expected.
It makes sense.
I was going to say it's probably just it is disappointing that a PlayStation game came out in the States because you don't expect that. Like,
no,
you
not
really
at all.
don't.
Not from them.
No.
Yeah. And
not like this.
if they're inexperienced with PC development, this is sort of the reason that Sony bought companies like Nixies, like to help out and to be like, this is how you should do things, So if Nixies are the ones that are helping out, which was the last one they did? They did Horizon. I don't know. They did one of them. And apparently they're working on Ratchet and Clank. That's the rumor. But like, don't make them exclusive to one game. They should be sharing knowledge of how to get these things out to all the studios that are deving for PC. Like, it makes no sense to have bought a company like Nixies when one of your 5 ports is good because they're only working on one of them. You know what I mean? So, just a weird strategy, in my view.
Hate to see it. Last of Us Part 1, good game, but not
great game.
Not a great
just
port.
Bad PC port. It's a bummer. And I know a few people have been like super keen to actually play this game for the first time, and now they're just like, well, I've got a 3070, which is a mid-range card, and it looks like ass.
I've loved seeing some of the memes, all the low-res versions of Joel and
Oh
Ellie.
god, some of them are bad.
looks like something out of. Do you remember that game Tearaway?
Yes, yeah. They're
it's
like paper layered
it's like
on
Joel's
on
made out of
everything.
paper.
It looks quite bad.
It's hilarious.
I would love for someone to do like a video comparison of like the medium settings to PS5, because I think there's such a stark difference even between those two, and it just doesn't make sense because like a card that is mid-tier like a 3070 is pretty much like you should be going toe-to-toe with something what a PS4 or PS5 can do.
Yeah.
And just the gulf in quality between the two is just insane.
Crazy.
So, yeah.
What
have you been playing that is hopefully far more positive?
So, oh my god, that timestamp came out so weird. So I don't know. I don't actually know which day this game specifically came out, but I've been playing a little game called Mighty Doom, which this was announced when was this announced? I
It
remember
was like a month ago or so.
Yeah, I remember seeing it going, that looks pretty
Yeah.
cool. And then it just dropped. So Mighty Doom is a mobile top-down shooter of your good pal Doomslayer. But almost it's not quite a roguelite, but in an arcade style game where you just run from room to room destroying demons in a very cute manner. So if you're watching the video feed, when we talk about Doomslayer, we're not talking big roided up Doomslayer, we're talking a little chibi version holding a very big shotgun and a
Chibi
chainsaw.
roided up version.
Yeah, he's easy. This dude's still built, but
I mean, it's still quite beefy there. Yeah.
But so it's a free to play title with microtransactions. I think how they gate off, like my immediate understanding of how they make money is obviously there are cosmetics. There's a battle pass because of course there's a battle pass. But there's an energy system like any free to play mobile game where actual time regenerates your energy and you need a certain amount of energy to do a run. And I haven't hit any walls in that though. I mean, I've played this in short bursts. I haven't played it for hours and hit that wall of like, oh no, and I need to pay money if I want to keep playing. But in terms of gameplay, it's a really fun mobile game. Like if you're watching now, it's literally controlling Doomslayer with your thumb. You use the joystick. He auto aims, auto shoots. He aims at the closest enemy, fires automatically. And then on the left, you have a special ability. Like as you can see, I've got a shotgun equipped, but that can be a BFG, a rocket launcher. There are different things you can activate just by tapping them as well. As you play, you unlock, you level up your Doomslayer, you get equipment, and that's basically the loop of you get gear, you can upgrade the gear, you can upgrade your weapons, and that gear is coming from crates. So again, that's where the monetization comes in of I can, do my dailies, I can get some crates by playing without paying a cent, get some gear, but I can pay, to get more crates and hope to get better gear. That's really the game in a nutshell. But it is like a fantastic little mobile game. Like I don't know if this appeals to you at all. If you watch,
no, it looks pretty cool. Like I didn't actually realize that you control Doomslayer directly from the trailer when they I think announced this. It looked almost like an auto runner of sorts. Yeah.
No, and it incorporates some elements from actual Doom in such smart ways. Like if you notice some of the enemies, they glow green. You can go up to them to the finish, and that gives you health. So it's still got that balance from the actual games.
Yes.
I mean, and I've only played a couple hours. I haven't unlocked everything. I don't know if I will unlock everything. But you start off, you can choose like a primary weapon, a secondary, and like an ultimate. That primary weapon is, your main weapons from the game. So I've unlocked, like I'm playing with the chain gun here. I've got the plasma rifle, I think it is, and I've got a heavy cannon. And
you got a chainsaw now, just whacking people.
So that's the ultimate with this specific build. It's the chainsaw. But those three weapons in themselves also have like pros and cons. So for example, the chainsaw I'm using, it's a high rate of fire, but it's very inaccurate. So you have to, get as close as you can. But it's also quite cool where the roguelite elements come in is that every so, you've watched how quick these levels are going by. I'm on level 10 now.
Quite fast.
And this is a boss. Every 10 levels is a boss. But I haven't quite figured out if it's every 1 or 2 levels, you get to choose like a perk. And that can be anything from, for example, with the chainsaw, like your chainsaw spins up faster. Your chainsaw is more accurate.
And are those only valid for that run?
For this run specifically, yeah. But you also so this is actually what I'm talking about. So like I can get an attack speed boost, I can get max health, and this is that feeds that good dopamine hit of this is a roguelite. It's a unique run. I'm going to build my Doomslayer a specific way, and then you can finish the runs. Like I've finished the first few sets of levels, and it's tiered in that there's more stuff to unlock behind the harder levels, if that makes sense. And I'm having a really good time with this. Like
it looks really fun.
I only played a couple hours, but as a free to play mobile game, I mean, a run lasts 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. That's a decent amount of time.
Being distracted. My Lupin is busy screaming behind me. I don't know why. It's been fed.
That's a decent amount of time. Like you said, it's like a distraction. It's like it's the same as why Marvel Snap's good. It's like 2 or 3 Marvel Snap games will take you like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. I should give this a go.
It's really. I mean, you're going away. You need to grab this. Yeah.
And you said they have an Easter event now, so there's demons with bunny ears.
Yeah, that's if you're watching the footage, you're like, why does a demon have bunny ears? It's because it's an Easter event.
Demons go to celebrate Easter too.
They got it. I don't know.
They love chocolate just as much as we do.
Thinking about I know you're getting on a plane. I don't know if.
Probably
if
won't
this
work
needs,
without internet.
You probably need internet, but I don't know how much data it would use if you did play on mobile data. It's a good time.
Okay.
I'm very keen to keep playing it and unlocking more stuff as I go.
Neat.
Nice.
Yeah, I do want to give that a go. I really like how it looks. I think the whole chibi style is quite cute and whatever. So
yeah,
cool.
It's Matty Doom.
Mighty Doom, Mighty Ducks. Should we move on to game releases for this week? So we're looking at game releases from today, which is April 7th, actually, a Friday. All the way up until April 14th. So let us look. Well, I'm not going to include April 7th games because we spoke about those last week. But
we did, yeah.
To the 14th. Wow, quite a bit. Not sure if they're all bangers, but there's a lot. Okay, starting off the week, Mini Land Adventure coming to PC April 10th. We've got Floating Islands of Nucifera? Don't know. Steam Early Access April 10th.
Too far down.
Nice one for the week. Tron Identity from good old Bithell & Co. Mike Bithell Games, that's what it is.
Nice.
It is a narrative adventure in the vein of their subsurface circular games, but now set within Tron, and it is canon apparently because it's made with Disney. So that's cool. Coming to PC and Switch April 11th. Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened coming to PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch April 11th. Ghostwire Tokyo finally coming to Xbox Series X and S on April 12th.
And it's on Game Pass.
That will be on Game Pass.
It's on Game
same
Pass,
with PC. Yeah. And I think that's the day when it gets a bunch of extra content.
Yeah, there's like a... I don't know if it coincides exactly with its... I don't think it's a exact to the date 1 year anniversary, but yeah, there is a patch that adds... I think if I recall, there's some new quests, new areas, and some enhancements. Okay. So, yeah.
I don't think I'll be playing that game again.
Oh, wow.
Plantera 2 Golden Acorn.
Nice.
April 12th, coming to PC. Light Racer Spark coming to PC April 12th. Wild Frost coming to PC and Switch April 12th. Voodolls, I like that name. PC April 13th. Oh, here's one banger for the week. Hello Kitty and Friends Happiness Parade.
Nice. On Switch. Switch exclusive.
Switch exclusive.
If you've been holding out on a Switch to buy a game,
get that OLED. Yeah. Just get that OLED for that game. Got to see those pinks and whites in perfect contrast.
Nice.
That's coming to Switch April 13th. Shardpunk, Verminfall. Wow.
Good lord.
A lot of mishmash of game names
words
there. PC April 13th. Boundary coming to Steam Early Access PC April 13th.
This is the game I'm waiting for.
Screaming Chicken Ultimate Shout.
Nice. Finally.
It's actually a game of Matthew running after chickens for his prego, and the chickens are screaming. April 13th. Fabledom. Okay. Steam Early Access April 13th. Trinity Fusion Steam Early Access April 13th. Hunt the Night coming to PC April 13th. Jesus. So much on April 13th. De-Exit. Dexit?
Eternal
Dexit.
Matters.
It's Dexit now. Eternal Matters. PC, PlayStation, Xbox, April 14th. And I guess the biggest release of the week, Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection coming to PC, PS4, and Switch.
What is that? Is that just a whole lot of Mega Man games?
It's like a remake of some old Battle Network Mega Man games, yeah.
The whole Battle Network Mega Man games. This is one franchise that I know there's the main games and there's a whole lot of other ones. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, that's
what's going on.
Sure, the week after is stacked. Got a new Minecraft, got a Horizon DLC, even got a remaster of Desktop Dungeons. Damn.
Oh, Rewind for PC.
So much happening.
Good Lord. And then the week after, April's quite busy. Got Dead Island 2 coming out, Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
I'll wait for that. Cannot wait.
Nice.
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak coming to other platforms at the end of the month.
Man, that expansion, real good if you liked Monster Hunter Rise. Cool. Shall we get to news?
All of the gaming news.
Wow, we're doing really good on time here. Can you believe this?
This is what you say all the time before news, and then news.
And then things happened, yeah. What should we start with?
Let's start with Sony's not Vita 2.
Where do here we go. Bam. Not the Vita 2, but Sony are apparently working on a something.
Yeah, on something. So this is, so we're looking at an article from Kotaku, but it's based off of a report by Tom Henderson at Insider Gaming, which basically says, yes, Sony is working on a new handheld, and no, it is not anywhere close to what the Vita is or what a Vita successor would be. So apparently this is codenamed Q Lite. It will not work offline or like a traditional cloud gaming handheld. So you might be thinking at this point, well, what the fuck does it do then? Because if it doesn't work offline, doesn't play games natively, and doesn't cloud stream games, well, what does it do? Well, it seems like the sole purpose of this handheld is to stream games remotely from your PlayStation 5 at 1080p 60 frames per second. Apparently, it will be an 8-inch LCD touch display, so that's already kind of a bummer because the Vita was OLED. It's got adaptive triggers for haptic feedback and include what you come to expect from a handheld. But it
volume buttons, speakers,
literally,
and audio input jack.
It's quite literally being positioned as, yes, this is a device you will use to stream from your PlayStation 5, which, okay, there's two scenarios here. This thing comes out and it's $100.
Yeah.
I think there's a market there because that's like sort of close to like the price of a
controller,
a DualSense controller, and it's going to have a lot of the haptic stuff on there. It's like a DualSense controller with a screen on it, and you can stream from your existing. If this thing is more than like, I think if it's more than $100, if it's like $200, a non-starter. There's no. Would you pay $200 for something that just streams from your PS5?
I mean, can I tell you that market? I am that target market because I'd love to play PS5 in bed, but not for $200.
Exactly, that's my point.
But also, I think you said it on our Discord. You said it's streaming over the internet?
Yes.
So
that's how remote play works. Yeah.
No, but I mean, surely with this device not have a concession of, oh, you're in the same house as your PS5, will connect via Wi-Fi. Like surely for latency purposes.
If I'm not mistaken, no. So it will connect via Wi-Fi. It will connect over the internet over your Wi-Fi network. Like that's how. If you take your phone out at home and use remote play, that's what it's doing. It's using the same Wi-Fi network to make a more direct connection between the two. But there's still latency.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely still latency between those two connections. Like Jeff was saying that he has remote play working on his Steam Deck and the latency is terrible.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing. So unless they've done something with this device that's special, I don't think the PS5 itself has hardware that can facilitate like creating its own Wi-Fi network that then you connect to that network. That would be a far more direct connection because then it's like, well, you have to be within the vicinity of your PS5 for this to work. You know, so this market is getting super strange to me because you've got the Logitech G, which is $350 and all it does is cloud gaming. And I'm just like, who wants that? Like, that's like borderline the same price as a Steam Deck, but it doesn't do any Steam Deck things, you know? So I don't know. Razer's making one that starts at like $400 for the same thing. That's just like cloud gaming stuff. So this all just tells me that people should buy a Steam Deck.
If we've crunched the numbers, we've looked at all the data, just buy a
Steam Deck does all of this, and you get PS5 remote play on it. And if PS5 remote play works pretty badly on Steam Deck, I can almost guarantee you, unless Sony makes like improvements to actual remote play, it's not going to work as well on a Sony device just because it's a Sony device. You know, it is brushing up against the limitations of compressing game data, feeding it through the internet, and then decompressing it on the other end.
I do
know.
like go for it.
No, they just need to make something that makes it more plausible than like, why don't I just do this with my phone and a controller?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
It's more ergonomic. Well, that's not good enough if the gaming experience is shit. So
because this is how the article ends. It says, and in a way, QLOUDs already exists. It's called my smartphone, which currently supports PS5
They're correct. Like, if it's using the exact same protocol as one that's on your smartphone, load up your smartphone with remote play, give it a go. Is that gaming experience what you expect? Or is it kind of shit? Because if it's kind of shit, that's what's going to be on this thing that you'll pay. That's why I'm saying price is a big thing. At $100, like $100 is within the ballpark of what like a backbone controller costs to attach to your smartphone. Then you're getting into like cool, maybe I'll do this because it's just nice to have an integrated device. But if they come out the gates with like $300, which I suspect, I'm almost certain this thing's going to be like $300.
I know.
Like, you're insane. Sony's insane to try something like that, but we'll see. Apparently, we'll see it either late this year, early next year. Who knows?
Sure.
His reports also said a PS5 Pro is coming out at the end of 2024. So, I don't know. What do you think about that?
That makes sense. I mean,
I think
they did it last gen. The PS5 would have been 4 years old by then.
I think it's so different though compared to last gen. Like the PS4 and Xbox One came out and felt old immediately, and I feel like we haven't even seen what these new consoles can do. So
it's true.
To like dangle a Pro in front of us just seems weird.
Like, no, that's fair.
We haven't even made the move over to these new consoles completely yet.
No,
like, nah, please.
No,
they're going to do it anyway. They're definitely going to do it. But yeah.
Well, keeping with the handheld news, Asus is doing a Steam Deck competitor, and it was not an April Fool's joke. So what is this thing called? The ROG Ally.
ROG Ally. ROG Ally. Republic of Gamers Ally.
Hang on, there's an actual page that I haven't looked at yet. Let me just pull it up. Oh my God, I'm from neither of these countries. I'm from Canada. Let's go. Okay, never mind.
So this is a pretty chunky little Windows device. I personally think it looks very not ergonomic, but I mean, the Steam Deck from pictures looks very not ergonomic, and it actually feels quite nice.
Fits nice in your palm.
So so it will run Windows 11 and run like some proprietary Asus software on top of that to act as like a hub for launching games and changing device specific settings. This is sort of like how the if you've ever heard of the Ioneo, there's sort of like other Steam competitors that are actually pretty good. They kind of do this. They have like some software that's overlaid onto Windows, and you can it kind of works. It's like Windows is not designed for this sort of thing. It's very different from Steam creating a whole operating system for the Steam Deck to work off of, which is a much more seamless experience. But yeah, so YouTubers Dave Lee and Linus Tech Tips, they actually got hands-on with this device, and they couldn't share performance numbers. But they shared like specs of the screen, so it's 1080p as opposed to the Steam Deck's 800p, which I think don't know about that. And the refresh rate goes up to 120, which is kind of neat because games don't have to run up to there. But if you even have a game running at 30 frames per second, but your refresh rate is set at 120, it's going to feel more responsive, like input latency wise. So that's cool. There's also RGB lighting, because of course there is. But yeah, because they can't like share specific specs. I watched the Linus video. He was kind of coy. He was saying like you could get up to double the performance of this running the same game on this than you would on the Steam Deck, but at the same time, this thing goes up to 35 watts of power consumption, whereas the Steam Deck tops out at 15. So by traditional computing methodology, if you throw more power at something, it will be able to put more performance. So like that to me doesn't actually tell me anything, because also 35 watts, then I want to know what the hell that does to the battery life, you know, because the Steam Deck running at 15 watts, if it's running a demanding game, lasts 2 hours. This thing's running at 35.
Wow.
I highly doubt they can fit a much bigger battery into this thing. So, and also at 1080p, you're compromising performance. Like you're getting a much bigger display, much crisper, but 1080p from 800p on something that's using like, you know, graphics chips that are this small, like it's a big jump.
More demanding.
So
yeah, it's way more
the
demanding.
Neo like ran into this exact problem when they put out 1080p devices, and when you're running them natively, they run pretty terribly. So I just want to know what the price of this thing is, because if it's similar to the Neo and it does have the same specs, the recent ones that came out were over $1,000. And again, like we were just talking about, that's a non-starter against the Steam Deck. It can be 3 times as fast as the Steam Deck. But when it's 3 times the price,
that's insane.
like, come on, like who's spending $1,000 on a computer handheld?
I don't know. That
is
crazy.
super not me. Like I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So I would like to see more competitors to the Steam Deck, because that just means everyone will compete and the space will keep lively. I do think that everyone trying to throw their hats into the ring with this shows that Valve made such a fucking great call.
They did, yeah.
And they hit the sort of performance to price ratio perfectly, because people are struggling to match it.
Yeah.
So, that's cool.
I want to ask, I mean, I don't know if this is actually known, but are Valve then not making the Steam Deck at like a huge loss because they know they're going to make it up in software sales? Like
I actually don't know.
Like any tradition, like a Sony and an Xbox, I think historically you always make a loss in the console, but you're going to make it up in software. But I mean, if the Steam Deck is as affordable as it is, they must know like we'll make a huge loss in this, but we sell so many damn games anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they can afford to do that, because it's similar to, like, exactly as you said, like a console, where if they sell it at a loss, they know that, cool, we are making 30% on every game sale on this thing anyway. In Valve's, in Steam's case, it's slightly different because it's not a lockdown system. So you can still buy games not on Steam. You could potentially have
break it open,
someone on a Steam Deck never ever purchasing anything from Steam, and I'm sure they factored that into the equation. But they've done what, you know, the likes of Netflix and Spotify do, where yes, you can pirate music for free, but it is so much more convenient to just buy it.
Yeah.
And it's so much more convenient to buy it on Steam's store because it works immediately with the Steam Deck. You know, trying to get, like, I got the Epic Games Store working on the Steam Deck. It's a pain. It boots funnily. It's weird. It's like, it's enough of a pain that I'm like, I'm just going to rebuy this game on Steam. And that's what they've done very, very well. So
amazing. It's like intentionally designed that way.
Yeah. I mean, they're like, you can fuck with Linux, but like, we are not going to put additional work to make these launches like work super, super well on our OS. Like, that's your problem. And like, fair game to them. They don't have to. And some people don't give a shit. Like, they're like, whatever, I'll just load my games this way, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know if they're selling it at a loss, to be honest. I haven't seen any of that reported, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Also would not surprise me. Shall we touch on local news quickly? Electronic Arts has terminated game distribution in South Africa. Sorry, why is this cropped funny? Which is, I suppose, kind of knew this was a long time coming, but still surprising nonetheless. You can no longer buy, well, at some stage you're going to be unable to buy physical EA games in South Africa. It's digital only. And I know Jeff was saying this all, you might think like, what does it matter really? Like, digital's the way to go. But it does then kind of destroy the whole secondhand marketplace on EA games. And he was saying it's going to have a huge impact on the FIFA scene as well, which it's like things I wouldn't have thought of, but yeah, that's true. Also, you
Yeah,
mentioned
the FIFA scene is kind of the one that I'm like, that's a real bummer, because like the sort of secondhand scene for FIFA and just in general, like the amount of people buying FIFA physical because that's the one game they buy a year.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they won't. So yeah, that sucks. I mean, the article here mentions, hoping that retailers are able to privately import few copies for collectors. Like, collectors aren't the ones that I really care about here, because like collectors can find a way to get these games pretty easily. Like, importing games on your own dime is like fucking easy nowadays.
Yeah.
So if you're an actual collector, like, you're probably doing that anyway, because there's a lot of physical games for smaller games that we don't get here anyway. So
Yeah.
it's the communities here that, who don't have access to the sort of infrastructure that we are so fortunate to have for digital distribution, where downloading a game digitally is now just a matter of like hours, and it doesn't really cost us anything additional. You go to communities where they were buying a copy of a FIFA or any of the EA's big sports games or online games for multiple people to play.
Yeah.
It's like impossible now.
Yeah.
And that sucks. That fucking sucks. So yeah, I do think this is going to affect retailers, like you said, because the secondhand market is a big thing for the likes of like a BT Games or something.
Yeah.
And I think, a lot of the secondhand stuff is like a new FIFA comes out, the old one gets traded in, and a lot of people have been waiting for the old one to pick that up. Yeah, and that's all just not gone, like eradicated. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see in a year or 2 years, like retailers here stop accepting EA games for like trade-in, because like their value is just going to diminish with no real upside to them.
They're going to skyrocket. I don't know.
Yeah, collector's items, yeah.
My goodness.
But yeah, that sucks. It is noted here in this article by Glitch that retail copies were routinely much, much more than their digital counterparts. And yeah, that could just be with the pricing that was given to local distributors who were Prima at the time by EA. So I don't think it's necessarily like, see, they were trying to take too much money from us at physical. That's why they're gone now. It's like, no, that doesn't work like that. So yeah, that's a bummer. We'll see if it changes. I don't think it will. I actually think this will start becoming more common.
Yeah, just quite sad.
So just a reminder that our market is itty bitty tiny. And for the folks that seem to think that, this doesn't correlate to our need for local servers, you're fucking idiotic. I will just tell you that much. If you do not think that a company sees the need to distribute physical copies locally, and how that might implicate how small our market is in the grander scheme of things, and what that means for the necessity for local servers here, just like, I can't help you. I just go back to school and do 2 + 2.
Oh my God.
Seriously.
Go outside and touch grass.
Touch grass, yeah. Touch grass. Touch the non-existent servers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of EA though, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is EA, right?
It is. Respawn.
Respawn.
Actually, the previous article mentioned that this is the first game that will be affected by this. So there will be no physical Jedi Survivor copies here, essentially.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Physical launch is officially cancelled in South Africa.
RIP.
Damn. RIP. But yeah, if you are picking up the game, guess it's going to be digital, and it's going to be
It's going to be chunky.
Huge download. So,
well, at least on PC, these are the PC specs.
But I mean, how much different would it? I mean, it would be obviously different.
I don't think it'll be that much different. Yeah, I think you'll probably be pretty close to this on console. So yeah, 155 gigabytes recommended. Recommended SSD, obviously. I think anything nowadays you can take as SSD reliant. So these are other these requirements are pretty. I mean, let's just look at. Okay, let me put this to you. This is a next gen only title. PS5, PlayStation, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X. Just the same as The Last of Us Part 1. Look at the recommended specs. Look at the GPU. 2070 with 8 gigs of VRAM.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. But you know why? You know why they canned last gen? It's because remember the god awful times of the first the Star Wars Jedi on PS4. This is the actual
was
worst.
not a good time.
This is story time. This is so we. I think we get a review copy. I think we did.
We did. Yeah.
We got a review copy. I started playing this in PS4, and I got so upset because I was playing on the hardest difficulty, which means I died a lot. I'm still learning the game. I die a lot. Every time I died, it took, I'm not even joking, like up to a minute to load back in.
Yeah, it was a fucking nightmare.
And I was like, I'm actually not going to do this. So what I did is I subscribed to a month of EA Play, Premium, whatever the hell it's called. I played it on PC. Way better experience.
It also just ran like ass on the PS4. Like on the Pro, it was relatively better, but it wasn't great. But I'm with you. Like that last boss, because I played it all on PS4. Like I was ready to give up that game because it's like a minute between deaths. Like
I remember on one of, I think the first planet, there was a side optional boss, like one of those toad.
That little frog thing. Yeah.
And I thought, let me fight this thing. I died a lot because like one hit me playing on the hardest difficulty. It's like, this is the worst. But yeah, this game is pretty big, 155 gig requirement. And I think we're like, oh my God, it's so big now. But I'm pretty sure, I mean, obviously, as gaming continues to evolve and get bigger and better, this will be the norm. Like we've seen games.
True.
I remember, what did I download? Oh, when I was downloading Resident Evil 4 for my PlayStation 5, I was like, I've got to free up some space here. I was like, man, God of War was 100 gigs. And even that,
God of War was very big. Yeah. I think anything with a semi like open world, and I don't know the sort of complexities with how data is duplicated and copied so that loading can be quicker and things, because they do that. Like not every asset is in there just once. They have to like shuffle things around so that it's easier to access and decompress. So I think with these bigger open worlds, that's kind of what you're seeing is the stacking of data. I mean, 155 is a lot, but like, I'm also just like, I don't understand how games are made, and I don't think a hard drive size is any indication of whether there was time spent on optimization or whether the correct compression tools were used or whether the game quality is better. Because there are some people like, the hard drive space is bigger, that means the assets must be nicer. It's like, okay, well,
I'm sorry.
One way to look at it.
Did you play the first Warzone? That was like literally one map was like 150 gig download. Like, come on.
So like I don't know what they need to just get a big hard drive. This is not going away.
No,
I'm not going to say every game should be this. Like if Silksong is 155 gigs, I'll be like, what the fuck?
My God.
But also be like, oh my God, Silksong is here.
That would actually be mind blowing. Like, what the hell have they put into this game? It's so bad.
Every bug in the game is like 10 gigabytes of assets, just like layered so beautifally over one another. Yeah,
good lord.
The audio is like FLAC quality, so it's uncompressed audio.
I'd play that.
But yeah, I guess just keep your backlog in check now. So
yeah. Cool. What's next? Oh, well, I suppose perfect timing. Cheaper Xbox Series XS memory expansion card is coming.
Yeah, I mean, just in time for
Star
Wars.
Xbox knew, they're like, Star Wars is huge. Quick, put out a bigger hard drive.
This has been such a long time coming. Like, when Microsoft first announced that Seagate was making their little expansion cards, they were like, oh, and in the future, other companies will be able to make their own.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, okay, well, cool. Well, that solves the issue of proprietary software, proprietary design somewhat. And now it's been like 2 and a bit years and it's still only Seagate, and the price of the Seagate hasn't gone down. It's in some cases gone up. Yeah. While people on PS5 who are using off-the-shelf SSDs have seen massive savings. Like I've seen like the Samsung 980 Pro going for like almost half the price of the Xbox Seagate drive, and in sometimes like a 2 terabyte drive cheaper than the 1 terabyte one you get on Xbox. And that's all because it's like, well, it's competition. The SSDs work in a different space, so there's a lot more there that you can do. Oh,
Oh, what happened?
Matthew.
Oh, you've frozen on my
Oh,
side.
no.
I can hear you. Let's just wait.
Oh, hello. Okay,
Hello.
you're back.
That's so weird.
Cool.
There you go. You
Okay,
just
well, I'm
froze.
just gonna
I heard
I'm gonna
everything.
carry on.
I heard everything you said for what it's worth.
Oh, really? Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. This is just going to be this weird, like 10-second thing where there's a bit of silence because I don't know what's going on. But it's fine. We'll keep that in there. It's not like the other time. But okay, so you heard everything I was saying.
I heard everything you said. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, basically it's just matter of competition, and it's cool that it seems, who is this? Western Digital is making a 1 terabyte drive. It popped up on Best Buy's site before going down. And it was considerably cheaper at $180 as opposed to Seagate's $200 option, which is still expensive overall for an SSD, but hey, options, that's good.
You got some options, yeah. Nice.
Cool.
Where was I going to go? Oh, of course, keeping with we've got to keep the theme running here. We keep the thread. You keep threading the needle.
I love how you're connecting all of these.
Let's stick to Xbox. So Quantum
Tell me
Break
about your conundrum with this. Like, you saw this and you were confused. Like,
yeah, it's hilarious because I had no context before this morning when you pulled this news piece up. So at the office, we were downloading something on one of the work PCs off PC Game Pass, and we went to the Leaving Soon tab, which, if you don't know, Xbox Game Pass games get added and removed regularly. Like, games don't live there forever, not unless they're first-party Xbox titles. And under Leaving Soon, I saw Quantum Break, and I thought that was so strange. Like, it immediately stood out because Quantum Break is very much like an Xbox title, not made by a first-party studio. It's made by Remedy, the Alan Wake / Control peeps. And I saw this as Leaving, and I thought, what is going on? Like, that's just so strange. And you have since enlightened me, saying that it is a licensing problem that has resulted in this game being pulled from Game Pass and, according to this article, updated, now pulled from Steam and Microsoft storefronts as well.
Indeed, yeah.
What licensing issue is it? Like, do we
I'm
know?
not entirely sure. I don't think they've actually said. I think people just realized that it's similar to you, popped up on the Leaving Soon, and they're like, that's an exclusive. Why is that happening? And Aaron Greenberg just said that it's due to some licenses that were expired and were in the process of being renewed, but didn't renew obviously quick enough for the sort of deadline. So they had to take, legally they have to take this down. They cannot sell a game with licenses that they don't own. So there's been a lot of tweets basically saying that it's no longer available to purchase on the Microsoft Store or Steam either. But a lot of tweets saying that this is temporary, it will come back. There's no real time as to when it comes back. But hopefully it's not a thing like the Metal Gear Solid HD collection, which I don't know if it was a licensing thing, but it got yanked from sale. And then Konami's like, it's coming back soon. And it's been like over a year.
I know.
And those games are still not on sale. So it's like,
what's going on?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, yeah, we shall see.
I have still not played Quantum Break.
It's a good time.
I need to remedy that, some would say.
Oh.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining us on episode 220.
I must play it though.
It's a good game. I think it'll feel a bit more stiff than Control now that you played Control, but I still think it's a fun time. It's a real fun game. Yeah.
Nice.
It's real nonsense. You get to see Lance Reddick again.
Oh, is he in Quantum Break? Awesome. Cool. Then last two pieces of news. Cyberpunk. This article brought to you by our good homie Darren Bonethighs.
Love that Bonethighs.
Cyberpunk 2077's new overdrive mode makes the game really, really ridiculously good looking. And I don't have the image here, but I know he photoshopped.
Like Bonethighs. Oh.
He photoshopped my homeboy Zoolander into old.
So good.
It's old Johnny Silverhand's iconic pose.
So good. Love it.
It's great.
Yeah, listen, this is the new like benchmark of can it run Cyberpunk Overdrive, I think. This is all path traced ray tracing, so it's like way more like intense and way better because there's so much more data it can gather. But boy, this thing is gonna melt your GPU.
Is this update out yet, or is it still coming out?
No, it's coming 11th of April, I think. I mean, yeah. So they show here DLSS 3 on a 4090 playing Overdrive at 4K. It is barely above 19 frames a second. Like, and it uses DLSS 3 to basically like jippo like frames and make the frame rate. I really like. I think DLSS 3 is cool tech. I really hate what it's allowed NVIDIA to do for marketing. Yeah. Because they're just like, DLSS 3, look at the frame rate, it's now 100. And it's like, yeah, there's been so many videos that show that sometimes that frame generation produces some weird ass results. So it's not an apples to apples comparison in my view.
No, but I mean, like even with my experience with DLSS, you put it on and I'm like, oh wow, it runs smooth, but my screen looks Matty, for example. Like it's... I don't know.
Well, I think DLSS 2 works really well if you keep it at like a quality or balance mode. Like as soon as you go to performance, it starts getting a bit like, ooh, you can tell. But DLSS 3 is literally making frames of games like, so in between the ones that are coming from your game, it is injecting an AI generated frame in the middle. So instead of 2 FPS, you've now got 4, but only 2 have actually comes from your GPU. And like, it works. Like, if you watch breakdowns, like, it's actually really, really good in most scenarios. But there are instances where, like, say in a quick camera cut or a quick frame cut, it has no reference from the previous frame. So it doesn't know what to generate. So it just generates nonsense. And like, because if your game is running really fast, you'll probably not see it, but you can see it. And when you see it, it looks fucking stupid. So
this is one of those moments where, you know, growing up, we saw Star Wars and all these like sci-fi things going like, wow, we'll live in that future one day. But of course, or even Back to the Future, flying skateboards. Wow, one day, haven't seen it. But there are moments in our lifetimes where things happen. You go, oh my God, like I'm living in the future. When you say that DLSS is literally injecting a frame into other frames, like, wow.
It's literally
incredible.
But that's why I say it's disingenuous of them being like, look at this, we're taking it from 20 FPS to 100. It's like, you're actually taking it to 50 with DLSS, and then you're doubling that because of frame generation.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
Yeah, but they're like, no, it's 400% performance improvement. It's like, no, it's not. No.
So I would love to give this, because our work PC that we got for game capture has a 4080.
Oh, please try it on
so
that.
I really want to and we've got access to Cyberpunk compliments of John Michael's Steam account, so we can definitely give this a bash. I'd love to see it.
The ray tracing in this game is one of the few where, like, there are a handful of games where I say you absolutely should take the performance hit and play with ray tracing on, and I would say that's Control and Cyberpunk is another one of them. Like, Cyberpunk's lighting is just good, phenomenal with ray tracing.
Yeah.
And this is just going to hit it up to a new level, I think. It's going to look cool. Nice. Definitely going to melt, like, we'll play at 10 frames per second. It'll be great.
Yeah.
You only need 1 frame for a photo mode. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. No, I'm gonna get that tattooed on me. That's like some life advice.
Please don't.
I need to give it some thoughts and reword of it. Yeah, only 1 frame is needed for the perfect photo. Perfect.
You don't need 120 FPS for photos.
You only need 1 shot in 1 frame.
1 opportunity.
Then last piece of news in arsehole news, Monster Energy keeps pushing devs to change their game titles. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there is an indie studio that has been targeted by Monster. The game's called Dark Deception, Monsters and Mortals. And Monsters like, nah fam, you can't use the word monsters.
How dare you?
Like, they own the word monster.
Their arguments are so dumb. They're like, it could create meaningful confusion between your game and our energy drink brand.
How?
It's like,
how? In what planet?
I'm like, even the most unsavvy user on the planet would not like make that distinction. Like, God, it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
We're gonna do something.
But do you know who Monster went for previously? It was a few years ago. Ubisoft.
Oh my god.
Because Ubisoft was making that game Gods and Monsters before it turned into Immortals Phoenix Rising. And they changed it primarily because Monster made a claim on the title saying that it would be easily confused with their brand.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, I'm trying to do something while you talk here. No,
the problem with this is that it's not just like them saying you need to change your name. They're also, I mean, the thread is very good and good on developer Vincent Levings for being like, fuck this, we are taking this to court. Like, this is bullshit. Because Monster are basically saying, oh, you cannot then name anything ever again with the name Monster. You can't like use this and that. So it isn't like change the name of the game. It's like, you know, sign this contract and basically never ever tread on this ever again. Otherwise, you're going fucking down. Like, so it's Kotaku has it here. It says it also forces us to agree to never use a green and white logo on a black background for a game we ever make. So now they own the colors green, white, and black too. Apparently, it's like.
Well, have you seen my beautiful Photoshop right here? I did it live.
Monster Hunter Rise, love it. Is that the video game or the energy drink? I can't tell, Matthew.
I couldn't tell them apart.
Oh, goddamn.
It's so dumb.
So, according to Livings, we're currently in the process of filing a motion for summary judgment to try and stop Monster Energy's legal team from dragging the process out longer and draining our financial resources. Because this is what a big company like the Coca-Cola company would do.
Yeah.
The motion only has a 50% chance of success and can still be appealed, but it saves us a lot of time if it succeeds. Yeah,
so
wild. Wild that big corporations can, literally bully is the correct word. They can just bully you into this because they're like, we have the money to drag this out. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
what a weird legal system, hey?
Yeah.
Damn.
There's also such a bizarre thing because what's this game called? Where did I see it? Dark Deception, Monsters and Mortals. Like, you might think, I'll just rename the game, but it's like, you set the precedent. Like, no, get fucked.
Yeah.
You don't own the word monster. Like, come on.
Yeah, you don't own the word monster. Like, they literally do not. So, anyway, Monster is fucking shit, and I hope to God they get nailed to the wall with this thing. And if there is a ruling that goes against them, it sets precedent.
Yeah.
Done, and they can never do this again.
I sincerely hope that's what happens. Oh, that's news. To stretch, sorry.
It was such a long time. You see, you were like, oh, we're making such good time. It's like almost 1 hour 20. Yeah, look at that.
We took some sweet time in this news.
There's no questions this week because Matthew chose not to ask anyone if they had questions.
I am the true villain in this week's story.
Definitely.
But I will reiterate that if I do not put out a question, because sometimes I do forget or sometimes I'm busy at work and time gets away from me. If I do not put out a question tweet or post or Instagram story, you're always welcome to just straight up message us. Like, I think Malesh is a good example. It just during the week, he fires off an email, says, hey, I got a question. And we go, oh, cool, we got a question. Didn't ask for it, but we are definitely going to tackle it. And also just on that, on Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify, you can give us your questions directly on the app. Every week now when I upload the episode, I'm putting the prompt there. So you can just send it straight there. I'll see it if I remember.
And if you want a more traditional channel, you can still email us checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com or basically checkpointchat anywhere.
We see those emails, we see those messages. So
yep,
yeah,
all the time.
So fire off those questions. But I guess that means that is episode 220.
Yes, that is episode.
The last
220.
one you will see for 2 weeks because you are.
Yeah, I will not be
week.
here next week, so Matthew will not be holding down the fort alone.
I'm not brave enough to podcast by myself, not yet.
But when we come back, I think there'll be tons to talk about. So yeah.
What was I gonna say? With regards to the Gigabyte competition, I think by the time you listen to this, that will be closed. So if you didn't enter, shame on you. Not shame on you, you just miss out on setting a chance to win. We have no part in drawing the winner.
Correct.
I think Gigabyte will do the draw on their side, and they will do all the admin of getting the prize to that lucky winner. But again, thank you to Gigabyte for partnering with us. And yeah, hopefully we can do more giveaways of this nature in future. Cool.
Yes, thank you. And congratulations to everyone. Enjoy the lovely new Aorus 240mm liquid cooler for your PC. Hopefully you can use it to cool your CPU enough to run The Last of Us Part 1.
You'll be the coolest person your friends know.
Hey, or at least your CPU will be.
Oh. Point that bad boy out of your PC and then...
Thank you so much, everyone, as always, for listening. We will be back in not next week, but the week after. Hope you all had a lovely long weekend and enjoy the 4-day week ahead. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.